What if you stopped chasing success, started operating like it was already yours? Imagine waking up tomorrow and moving through your day like the battle was over and you'd won. No more hesitation, no more proving. Just total alignment, total presence, total power. Most people live from a place of deficit, trying to earn worth, gain confidence, or chase outcomes they don't believe they deserve yet. But the elite, the ones who lead, build, dominate. They operate from victory, not for it. This is your invitation to stop waiting, stop doubting, and start stepping into the version of you that already owns the room, the vision, and the result. If you're ready to unlock the version of yourself who stops negotiating with fear and starts executing with clarity, energy, and conviction, then you're exactly where you need to be. This is not surface-level motivation. This is mental architecture for your next evolution. Before we dive in, make sure you like this episode and subscribe for weekly power drops designed to sharpen your mindset, fuel your ambition, and push you closer to the life that matches your potential. Growth doesn't wait, and neither should you. Introduction. Welcome to Operate Like You Already Won, the audiobook that reprograms how you think, move, and show up in the world. Brought to you by Top 1% Audiobook. Over the next chapters, you'll learn how to shift from survival mode thinking into the identity of a person who no longer asks for permission to succeed. You'll build the mindset, habits, and internal standards that turn pressure into performance and obstacles into fuel. This journey will help you develop unshakable clarity in your goals and decisions. Cultivate emotional resilience and self-discipline under pressure. Eliminate hesitation, overthinking, and burnout from your operating system. Build daily habits that match the version of you who has already won. But this audiobook doesn't just talk about greatness. It walks you through the practical, tactical process to live it. That's what sets this program apart. No fluff. No theory without action. Just raw, powerful tools that install a new identity and system from the inside out. If you're done dabbling in your potential and ready to go all in on your personal evolution, then commit right now. You'll get out of this what you're willing to give to it. To deepen your transformation, a free downloadable companion workbook is available for every chapter. Inside, you'll find exercises, reflection prompts, and tools to help you apply what you hear in real time. You can access it anytime, and if you find value in this work, you're welcome to donate and support future projects like this one. Let's begin. You already won. Now it's time to operate like it. Chapter 1. The premise, why you must operate like you already won. Section 1. The trap of acting as if. Let's start with a truth most won't say out loud. You've been told to fake it till you make it, to act confident, to pretend like you've got it all together. But here's the problem. Deep down, you know it's an act. That kind of surface-level pretending doesn't change who you are. It doesn't rewire your decisions. And it certainly doesn't give you the conviction to move like someone who's already won. Acting as if is external. It's a mask. But operating as if, that's internal. It's rooted. It's who you are, not who you perform to be. When you operate like you've already won, you're not pretending, you're embodying. Section 2. What does it mean to operate like you already won? To operate like you already won means making decisions not from fear or lack, but from certainty. You no longer chase outcomes to feel enough. You move because you know you are. You walk into a room without needing validation. You take action without waiting for permission. You show up fully with clarity, calm, and command. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. It's the belief that the version of you who already succeeded already lives inside you. You're not creating them. You're unleashing them. Section 3. How high achievers install identity-based confidence. High achievers don't build confidence from compliments or results. They build it from identity, from deciding who they are and then backing it with action. Confidence doesn't come from achievement. It comes from congruence. From showing up in alignment with the version of you that already has what you want. Want to feel powerful? Move how powerful people move. Want to feel unstoppable? Make decisions like the version of you who no longer doubts. This is how identity becomes a strategy, not just a self-help concept. Section 4. The psychology of pre-installed victory. Let's go deeper. Your brain is a prediction machine. It doesn't operate on truth. It operates on what it expects to be true. When you keep rehearsing fear, doubt, and scarcity, your brain hardwires for survival. But when you install the belief that you've already won, your brain recalibrates. Suddenly, you're not fighting for success. You're flowing with it. You're not proving yourself anymore. You're expressing the version of you that's already enough. This is called pre-installed victory thinking, and it changes everything. Because the moment you stop chasing outcomes and start operating from ownership, you become magnetic, focused, unstoppable. Section 5. From survival mode to success mode. Most people wake up and run on autopilot survival. They check their phone, they react. They hustle from insecurity. They grind, hoping to eventually feel successful. But success mode doesn't start later. It starts now. When you operate like you've already won, you wake up different. You walk into your morning with intention. You attack your priorities with energy. You respond to chaos with calm power. You move like your vision isn't optional, it's inevitable. Section 6. Why this matters now more than ever. In a world full of noise, comparison, and constant pressure, the greatest edge you have is not talent. It's not timing. It's not even your network. It's how you see yourself. Because that identity will shape your decisions, your energy, and your outcomes. If you keep operating from the old script, the one built on fear, hesitation, and overthinking, you'll keep getting the same results. But if you update your operating system, if you show up like the version of you who's already won, you collapse time. You speed up transformation. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. Section 7. Your personal inventory. So here's your challenge before the next chapter. Grab your workbook. Open to Chapter 1 and complete the personal inventory titled, Where Are You Operating from Lack? Look at your decisions, your self-talk, your habits. Where are you still seeking permission? Where are you still waiting to feel ready? Where are you shrinking when you should be stepping up? Call it out. Write it down. No filters. Because clarity kills confusion, and awareness is the first step to power. Section 8. What's coming next? In the next chapter, we're going to begin building the new you from the inside out. We'll dive into the foundation of identity design, how to shift your self-concept and step fully into the person who no longer needs to fake it. You're not here to improve slightly. You're here to evolve entirely. So pause, reflect, do the work, because you already won. Now, it's time to operate like it. Chapter 2. Identity over everything. Section 1. Why identity is the root. Here's a hard truth. You will never consistently outperform your identity. You might change a habit. You might have a productive week. You might even hit a milestone or two. But if the identity underneath it doesn't change, you'll always return to the level you believe you're at. Because action flows from identity. Your habits, your energy, your decisions, they're all expressions of how you see yourself. So if you want lasting change, stop trying to upgrade your behavior. Upgrade your identity. Section 2. The identity loop. Most people try to change from the outside in. They set goals, they track habits, they try new systems. But here's the loop that creates real transformation. Identity gives beliefs, gives actions, gives results, gives reinforced identity. This is the identity loop. If you don't shift the first part, the who, then the rest will always feel forced. And the reason most people stay stuck. They're trying to act like a winner while still identifying as a struggler. You can't outperform your self-image. Section 3. High performance self-image. So what is a high-performance self-image? It's not arrogance. It's not hype. It's not pretending to be something you're not. It's an internal certainty about who you are, what you stand for, and how you move through life. High performers don't need proof to believe in themselves. They build proof by acting in alignment with the identity they've already claimed. They show up with clarity. They act with purpose. They respond with calm intensity. They don't just hope to win, they expect to win because it's who they are. Section 4. The 4-Step Identity Alignment Framework. Now let's break down the practical process for shifting identity. Step 1. Define the winner identity. Get specific. Who is the version of you who's already living your vision? How do they think? How do they speak? What do they say yes to? And what do they no longer tolerate? Step 2. Identify the gaps. Where are you still operating from the old identity? What habits, thoughts, or emotional patterns contradict who you say you want to be? Step 3. Align daily actions. Choose 3 high alignment actions that match the winner identity. Small moves that create big shifts when done consistently. Step 4. Reinforce through reflection. At the end of each day, ask, did I show up as my winner identity? Where did I align? Where did I hesitate? What can I improve tomorrow? This daily review isn't about guilt. It's about refinement. Section 5. Why affirmations alone aren't enough. Affirmations without action become empty noise. Telling yourself you're powerful while making powerless decisions creates internal friction. Instead, use identity-based affirmations as reinforcement, not as the foundation. Speak it, then back it with behavior. You don't just become confident because you say it. You become confident because you live in alignment and you start trusting yourself. Section 6. Identity is a decision first. Most people think identity is something you discover. Like it's hidden somewhere, and one day you'll magically find it. But identity is not found. It's forged. It's a decision, a declaration. You choose who you're becoming, and then you build the evidence through consistent, aligned action. You won't always feel ready, but you must move anyway. Because the more you act like the person you've decided to become, the more you become them. Section 7. The dangers of identity conflict. When your actions and your identity don't match. You create internal chaos. You say you're disciplined, but you keep breaking your own promises. You say you're confident, but you second-guess everything you do. You say you're focused, but you're constantly distracted. This creates internal tension, and it drains your energy. But when your identity and actions align, everything flows. Confidence becomes natural. Focus becomes easy. Results become inevitable. Section 8. Installing the new self-image. Let's make it practical. Open your workbook and write your winner's identity blueprint. Start with this sentence. The version of me who has already won thinks like this. Then finish it. Next sentence, they act like this. Then write it. Then ask, what do they never do? What do they always protect? What decisions are automatic for them? This isn't a vision board. It's a behavior board. It's your operating system written in present tense. Section 9. Daily Identity Reps. Identity isn't one big breakthrough. It's 1,000 micro-decisions. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it. Every time you stay focused instead of distracted. Every time you choose courage over comfort. You cast a vote for the new identity. Repetition builds belief. Belief fuels behavior. Behavior reinforces identity. Section 10. Your next move. By now, you know identity isn't something outside of you. It's something you decide, align with, and reinforce through action. So here's your challenge. Craft your winner's identity blueprint using the workbook. Then choose 3 actions that reflect it and live them for the next 7 days. No one needs to see it. No one needs to validate it. But if you do the work, you'll feel the shift. Because you already know who you're meant to be. Now it's time to become them. Chapter 3. Reverse Engineer the Wind. Section 1. The Power of Working Backward. Most people build their lives forward. They wake up, react to circumstances, and hope their effort leads somewhere meaningful. But hope is not a strategy. High performers operate differently. They build from the future backward. They reverse engineer the wind. They ask, who do I need to be, and what do I need to do, if the result was already guaranteed? That question changes everything. It removes hesitation. It removes guesswork. And it forces alignment between your vision and your behavior. Section 2. Why clarity beats motivation. We've been sold the idea that motivation is the fuel for success. But motivation is unstable. It rises and falls. It can't be trusted. Clarity, on the other hand, is consistent. It gives you direction even when you don't feel like moving. When you have a clear vision of your future self and the outcomes you're committed to creating, you don't need hype. You need structure. You need alignment. Clarity says, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I show up, no matter what. Section 3. Meet your future self. Let's talk about your future self, the version of you who already lives the life you're building. That person isn't smarter than you. They're not more talented. But they've made different decisions. They've said no to the wrong things. They've moved with consistency, not chaos. They have patterns. They have standards. They have clarity. Your job now is to meet that version of you and use their blueprint to inform your daily execution. Section 4. The Future Self-Mapping Method. Take a moment to close your eyes and imagine your future self in vivid detail. Where do they live? How do they move through the day? What are their top priorities? What do they no longer tolerate? Who do they surround themselves with? Write this down. This is your map. Now ask, what specific actions did they take to get here? What sacrifices did they make? What standards did they raise? This isn't fantasy. This is strategic foresight. Section 5. Bridging the Gap. Once you've mapped your future self, it's time to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you're going. Start with 3 questions. 1. What do I need to stop doing that's not aligned with the future version of me? 2. What do I need to start doing to build that reality faster? 3. What do I need to believe to match the mindset of my future self? Don't wait until you feel ready to become them. Begin now. Every small decision made with intention pulls your future closer. Section 6. Decision Alignment Exercise. Let's make it practical. Take one decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a conversation, a commitment, or a leap you're hesitating to make. Now ask, if I had already won, what would I do? Would you wait? Would you shrink? Would you overthink? Or would you move decisively? Would you step into discomfort? Would you act like your vision is inevitable? Use this question as your new filter. What would the future me do right now? Then do it. Section 7. Visualization is a strategic tool. Visualization isn't just about dreaming. It's a tool for alignment. When you consistently rehearse success in your mind, your nervous system begins to normalize it. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So, if you keep seeing yourself succeed, calm, focused, powerful, you start showing up that way. Use daily visualization to walk through your future self's morning, their conversations, their decisions, their discipline. Don't just imagine the result, embody the process. Section 8. Build a winning day from the future backward. Now let's build your day from your future self. Ask, if I had already won, how would I start my morning? What would I say no to today? How would I handle distractions? How would I invest my time, energy, and focus? What would I prioritize above all else? When you build your schedule and behavior from the future back, not the present forward, you begin to live in alignment with your destiny, not your doubts. Section 9. Your identity lives in your decisions. Every decision you make reinforces an identity. You're not building your life with big wins. You're building it with small, consistent, aligned decisions. And when you choose as your future self over and over again, that version of you becomes real. Not someday, not next year. But now, Section 10. Your workbook exercise. Open your workbook and complete the exercise titled, "If I'd already won, here's how I'd think, act, and decide." Fill out the prompts with clarity. Be specific. Don't censor your answers to fit your current self. Write from the perspective of the future you, already accomplished, already grounded, already powerful. Then choose 3 behaviors to begin living that identity today. Don't wait to arrive before you live it. Reverse engineer the wind, then execute it. Section 11. What's next? In the next chapter, we're going to remove the anchors that hold you back. We'll talk about the habits and hidden behaviors that silently keep you stuck, how to eliminate them with precision. But for now, be bold enough to stop waiting. Your future self is real. They're waiting on you. Not to arrive perfectly, but to begin powerfully. Reverse engineer the win and start living it today. Chapter 4. Kill the B-player habits. Section 1. Why B-player habits are silent killers. Let's get real. You can have the vision. You can have the mindset. You can even have the drive. But if your daily behaviors are infected with B-player habits, you'll never reach A-player outcomes. These habits don't scream. They whisper. They look harmless. They hide under normal, but they cost you focus, energy, time, and momentum. B-player habits are how average people stay average, even with big goals. And today, we're going to kill them. Section 2. The 7 silent habits that sabotage execution. Let's break down 7 habits that keep you stuck, small, and reactive. Habit 1. Reactive mornings. Checking your phone, email, or social media before you've set your mind for the day. You begin in response mode. You give your power away before you've used it. Habit 2. Justifying distraction. Telling yourself it's just a quick scroll, or I'll get back to work soon. This creates a fractured focus loop, hard to break and even harder to notice. Habit 3. Micro-quitting. You say you're committed, but you skip 1 rep, 1 call, 1 uncomfortable task. Over time, those micro-quits become identity-level failure patterns. Habit 4. Incomplete decisions. Living in limbo. Not committing. Not going all in. Indecision is disguised fear, and it's energy draining. Habit 5. Overscheduling. Filling your calendar to feel productive while avoiding the needle movers that actually change your life. Habit 6. Toxic input. Listening to gossip, negativity, or media that drains your mind. What you consume controls how you think. Habit 7. Delayed self-trust. Waiting to believe in yourself until you see results. This is backwards. Belief must come first. Section 3. How to identify your personal habit traps. Take inventory. What habits are silently draining your edge? What do you keep excusing, delaying, or avoiding? You already know. You feel it. Now it's time to face it. Not with guilt, but with ownership. Section 4. The habit detox strategy. We're not here to add more noise to your day. We're here to simplify and upgrade. Step 1. Audit your triggers. When do the B-player habits show up? What time of day? What emotion precedes them? Track the pattern. Step 2. Replace with elite rituals. Every habit needs a replacement, not a restriction. Swap low-energy behavior with something that builds you. Step 3. Use friction intentionally. Make the wrong habit harder to access. Add a few steps of resistance. Make distraction inconvenient. Step 4. Identity anchor. Tie every action to your identity. Ask, is this how a winner moves? That single question builds self-regulation. Section 5. Examples of elite ritual replacements. Instead of checking your phone in bed, read a future-paced journal entry. Instead of working from exhaustion, take a 5-minute breathwork reset. Instead of passive scrolling, use that time for visualization. Instead of debating a hard task, use the 3-to-1 move rule. Count down and go. Elite rituals aren't flashy. They're repeatable. Section 6. Identity Level Accountability. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You rise or fall to the standard of your identity. So we don't track habits just to complete checklists. We track habits to build belief. Each time you follow through, you tell your brain, this is who I am now. Identity-based accountability is internal. It's powerful. And it doesn't depend on applause. Section 7. Creating your B-player habit detox plan. Now, grab your workbook and complete the audit and eliminate. B-player habit detox. You'll identify your top 3 silent sabotage habits. Define their triggers and impact. Replace each one with a high-performance ritual. Anchor them to your winner identity. Don't overcomplicate it. Start small. Stay consistent. It's not about perfection. It's about alignment. Section 8. The compound effect of habit upgrades. One powerful decision won't change your life, but one upgraded habit, practiced daily, will. This is how the elite operate, not by magic. Not by luck, but by design. They eliminate what drains them. They double down on what builds them. And they never confuse motion with progress. Section 9. Your next step. The truth is, you already know which habits have to go. You've known for a while. Now's the time to remove them from your system. Not tomorrow, not next month. Now, because the longer you hold on to B-player habits, the more you delay A-player results. So detox, replace, rise. The version of you who has already won doesn't tolerate those old habits, so neither can you. Let's move. Chapter 5. Relentless Internal Standards. Section 1. Why discipline isn't a mood. Here's the myth that you need motivation to be consistent. That you have to feel inspired, pumped, or ready to act. But elite performers know the truth. Discipline is not a mood. It's not a personality trait. It's a decision backed by standards. And if you rely on how you feel to determine how you move, you'll lose the long game every time. Winners operate on internal standards, not emotion. Section 2. Relentless standards equals self-respect. Your standards are not what you say. Your standards are what you tolerate. They show up in how you handle discomfort, how you lead yourself when no one is watching. High standards aren't about perfection. They're about integrity. Integrity with your habits. Integrity with your decisions. Integrity with your mission. It's the difference between chasing discipline and being disciplined. Section 3. The Invisible Scoreboard Method. Let's talk tactics. The invisible scoreboard is a tool to build momentum, especially when no one is watching. Here's how it works. Each day, you track whether or not you followed through on your personal standard, not tasks, standards. Did I show up fully? Did I act like the person I say I am? Did I protect my non-negotiables? You give yourself a silent score. 1 for yes, 0 for no. Over time, this scoreboard becomes powerful. Because your brain starts connecting discipline with identity, and that creates unstoppable self-trust. Section 4. The dangers of external accountability. External accountability can be helpful, but it's not sustainable. If you only show up when someone is watching or when pressure is applied, you'll stay inconsistent. Self-led performers don't need to be pushed. They pull themselves forward with purpose. The moment your standard is internal, you stop negotiating. You do it because it's who you are now. Section 5. How elite performers handle pressure. Under pressure, the average person reacts. The elite reset and respond. They don't lower their standard to match the moment. They raise their intensity to meet the challenge. They regulate their emotional state. They pause. They breathe. They shift back into focus. It's not that they don't feel pressure, it's that they've trained themselves not to crumble under it. Section 6. Emotional resistance and follow-through. Resistance shows up every time you step into a new level. It whispers, "You don't need to do this today. You're already doing better than most. Take it easy. No one will know." And that's where standards matter most. Because in those moments, it's not about how you feel. It's about the code you've decided to live by. Follow-through doesn't happen when it's easy. It happens when it's required. Section 7. Creating your no-matter-what code. This is your personal standard system. Open your workbook and create your no-matter-what code. This is a short list, 3 to 5 behaviors or principles that define how you move, regardless of how you feel. Examples: I protect my morning routine no matter what. I follow through on what I said no matter what. I train my body no matter what. I speak with clarity and presence no matter what. This is the code that separates emotion from execution. Section 8. How to reinforce your standards daily. Set up simple rituals. Write your code where you can see it. Say it out loud before high-pressure moments. Use it as your filter for decision-making. Ask, is this aligned with my standard? If not, adjust immediately. Your consistency will start to build internal pride, not the loud kind, but the deep kind. Section 9. From motivated to mechanized. When standards become habit, you stop relying on willpower. You operate on structure. You default to execution. This is what it means to go from motivated to mechanized. The results look effortless, but they're built on relentless internal repetition. And when you master this, you no longer need to be pushed. You're pulled by who you've become. Section 10. Your next step. Now, it's time to solidify. Go into your workbook and create your no-matter-what code. Then commit to tracking your invisible scoreboard for the next 7 days. Every day, rate yourself, did I live the code? This isn't about guilt, it's about clarity. Because once your life runs on standard instead of emotion, you stop starting over. You become consistent, certain, and complete. Let's build it. Chapter 6. Energy as a strategic weapon. Section 1. Energy is not optional. Let's start with a truth most people ignore. Your energy is your edge, not your talent, not your IQ, not even your skill set. Without energy, none of that matters. Energy is the force multiplier of execution. It determines how clearly you think, how consistently you move, and how powerfully you show up. Average people protect time. High performers protect energy. Section 2. Why high performance is energy management. Every elite performer knows that managing energy, not just time, is the game. Because you can have a full hour available. But if you're drained, distracted, and scattered, it's useless. Energy affects decision speed. It impacts emotional control. It drives focus, presence, and intensity. And if you don't control your energy, the world will. Section 3. Mental energy leaks. Let's identify where you're leaking power. Energy leaks don't always come from what you do. They come from what you tolerate. Here are some common mental energy leaks. Unfinished decisions, open loops, and vague goals. Excessive screen time. Overthinking and rumination. Saying yes when you mean no. Low trust relationships. Trying to please everyone. These aren't small. They drain your mental battery quietly, daily. And the more you ignore them, the harder it is to focus, execute, and perform. Section 4. Sealing the leaks. You don't need to overhaul your life, but you do need to patch the holes. Here's how. Close the loops. Finish the lingering decisions. Define your priorities daily, not weekly. Set boundaries around digital inputs. Simplify your commitments. Less is more. Protect your mornings with absolute clarity. Remember, mental clarity equals energy expansion. Section 5. Daily energy rituals of peak performers. High performers don't just hope for energy, they generate it. Here are a few simple, proven rituals. Morning breathwork or movement to activate the nervous system. Deep work blocks in the first 4 hours of the day. Scheduled breaks with no screen stimulation. Walking meetings or movement every 90 minutes. Hydration before caffeine. Evening reflection to offload mental tension. These aren't luxuries. They're performance tools. Section 6. Food, movement, sleep, and stimulus protocols. Let's go foundational. Food, eat to fuel clarity, not just fullness. Focus on whole, low-inflammatory foods. Avoid sugar spikes that crash your brain. Movement, energy flows where movement grows. You don't need 2 hours at the gym. You need consistency. Daily motion equals mental ignition. Sleep. No sleep, no clarity. No clarity, no execution. Protect 7 to 8 hours. Wind down intentionally. No blue light 60 minutes before bed. Stimulus. Cut the noise. Set notification limits. Avoid scrolling first thing in the morning. Train your mind to stay sharp by lowering junk input. Section 7. Design your energy ecosystem. Now we connect the dots. An energy ecosystem is your personal strategy for generating, managing, and protecting your power. This includes morning activation rituals, boundaries around people, screens, and noise. Nutrition that supports focus. Movement routines that reignite energy. Evening resets that promotes recovery. Open your workbook and begin crafting your unique ecosystem. Make it simple, make it sustainable, and make it yours. Section 8. Environment is energy. Don't forget your surroundings shape your state. Clean your workspace. Control your sensory input. Curate the sounds, sights, and signals around you. Environment is either triggering your power or taking it. Design a space that commands energy. Eliminate clutter. Add symbols that reinforce focus and forward movement. Section 9. Energy is an identity signal. How you manage your energy is a reflection of who you believe you are. Sloppy energy reflects a scattered identity. Sharp, intentional energy reflects self-respect, commitment, and mastery. Start seeing energy management as character development, not just productivity. Section 10. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the Design Your Energy Ecosystem exercise. List your top 3 energy leaks and how you'll seal them. Create 3 daily rituals that charge you. Identify one thing you'll stop doing because it drains you every time. This isn't about perfection. It's about optimization. Your goals don't need more hustle. They need better energy. And when your energy becomes strategic, your results become unstoppable. Let's build it. Chapter 7. Emotional control equals tactical advantage. Section 1. Why emotional control is the real edge. The battlefield isn't out there. It's in here. High achievers know that external chaos is inevitable, but internal chaos is optional. The real edge isn't who works the hardest. It's who stays calm, clear, and centered when everything around them is shaking. Emotional control isn't about being robotic. It's about being ready. Section 2. Emotions are data, not directives. Let's get something straight. Your emotions are valid. They're signals. They're part of the human experience, but they are not commands. Just because you feel anxious doesn't mean you need to retreat. Just because you feel angry doesn't mean you should explode. Your emotions are information, not orders. The moment you stop reacting and start responding, you step into leadership of yourself and others. Section 3. Reaction versus response. What's the difference? Reaction is automatic. It's fast, unconscious, and often unfiltered. Response is intentional. It's the space between trigger and action. It's presence over panic. When you develop emotional control, you create that space. You turn seconds into power. And in those few seconds, you choose your next level or repeat your old one. Section 4. Introducing the Calm Core Protocol. This is your go-to tool for emotional mastery in real time. The Calm Core Protocol is a 3-step system to regulate your state during stress, conflict, or inner chaos. Step 1. Breathe. Pause. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Repeat 3 times. This resets your nervous system. Step 2. Name the state. Put a label on it. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling tense. Naming removes the grip of confusion. Step 3. Ask, what would power do? Instead of reacting from emotion, respond from identity. Ask yourself, what would the most powerful version of me do right now? This breaks the loop. This brings you back to center. This gives you tactical control. Section 5. Pressure is a privilege if you're prepared. When you're under pressure, most people panic. But pressure, when mastered, becomes fuel. It sharpens your focus. It reveals your gaps. It demands your evolution. To use pressure as a performance tool, you need preparation. And preparation starts with how you train your emotions. When chaos hits, do you collapse or do you calibrate? Section 6. The 3 types of emotional stress. There are 3 primary emotional stressors you must learn to navigate. 1. Internal doubt, the silent voice that questions your worth. 2. External conflict, disagreement, tension, or judgment from others. 3. Performance pressure, the weight of expectation and high stakes. Each one pulls you out of presence if you're not aware. But with awareness and tools, you turn each stressor into a proving ground. Section 7. Daily emotional control habits. Emotional control is not built in big moments. It's built in daily discipline. Here are 3 habits to train your emotional resilience. Daily presence check-ins. Pause midday to assess your state. Emotional journaling. Write what you feel, then write what's true. Controlled exposure. Put yourself in challenging, uncomfortable situations on purpose to build regulation. You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. Section 8. From triggered to trained. Think about the last time you got triggered. What was said? What did you feel? What did you do? Now ask, what would the trained version of you have done instead? This is your gap. And closing that gap doesn't just make you more stable, it makes you more dangerous in the best way. Because when the world loses its mind, you keep yours. Section 9. Your Emotional Reset Protocol. Now it's your turn. Open your workbook and complete the Emotional Reset Protocol. You'll identify common triggers, train your Calm Core Protocol, and define identity-driven responses for high-pressure moments. The goal isn't to suppress emotion. It's to control expression, to direct energy, to move from power, not panic. Section 10. Your next step. This is where emotional mastery begins. Not by avoiding stress, but by meeting it with clarity, calm, and courage. Practice the Calm Core Protocol daily. Build the habits, run the drills. Rewrite your emotional defaults, because the most powerful person in any room is the one who can feel everything and still choose how they move. Emotional control is your tactical advantage. Let's train it. Chapter 8. Speak, move, decide like a winner. Section 1. Confidence is a behavior, not a reward. Most people wait for results to feel confident. They wait for proof before they believe. But high performers reverse it. They embody confidence before the outcome shows up. They move like it's already done. They speak with certainty. They decide like the answer is clear. Confidence is not a reward for success. It's the behavior that precedes it. Section 2. The psychology of movement, posture, and voice. Your body is always sending signals not just to the world, but to your brain. When you slouch, speak softly, and avoid eye contact, your nervous system interprets that as submission. But when you stand tall, breathe deeply, move with intention, project your voice, your brain receives the message, I'm safe, I'm capable, I've got this. This is the science behind power posture. Movement affects mood. Voice shapes belief. Change your state. Change your story. Section 3. You don't need to feel confident to act confident. This is key. Acting like a winner doesn't require you to feel like one. At first, it might feel awkward, even fake, but the body leads the brain. Action leads emotion. Expression creates identity. Confidence is a byproduct of congruence. When your movements match your message, the world and your mind starts to believe you. Section 4. Decision stacking for momentum. Every decision you make is a vote. A vote for fear or confidence, hesitation or action, weakness or power. Decision stacking is the habit of making fast, aligned decisions that build momentum and self-trust. Small choices add up. Winners don't agonize over the little things. They move, adjust, and refine. Speed plus clarity beats delay plus doubt. Section 5. How to stack decisions. Start with this framework. 1. Does this decision align with my future self? 2. Will I regret not taking action on this? 3. What would I decide if I already trusted myself? Stack 3 confident decisions before 10 a.m. every day. That's your minimum. Train yourself to move. Because once you're in motion, doubt has less room to speak. Section 6. Training your nervous system to respond with certainty. Your nervous system is a pattern recognition system. It runs on repetition. If you regularly hesitate, overthink, and stall, that becomes your default. But if you consistently move with calm, clear, confident action, even in small ways, your system adapts. You train your body to stay grounded under pressure. You train your breath to slow your thoughts. You train your mind to trust your execution. This is how you rewire your nervous system for certainty. Section 7. Speak like a winner. Language matters. Speak from clarity, not apology. Remove filler words. Raise your tone. End your sentences with certainty, not questioning. Winners speak in declarations, not disclaimers. Practice this daily, in the mirror. On calls. In your thoughts. Because how you speak programs what you believe. Section 8. Move like a winner. Your movement creates momentum. Practice walking into rooms like you belong before anyone else says you do. Practice lifting your chest, grounding your feet, keeping your eyes up. Practice stillness. Winners don't fidget, they command. You don't need to be loud, but you do need to be present. Section 9. Decide like a winner. Make the call. Send the message. Move forward. Indecision drains energy. Confident decisions multiply it. Decide from alignment, not approval. Decide from identity, not fear. And if it's wrong, you'll course correct faster than if you waited. Winners trust their ability to pivot. They don't fear the outcome. They trust their execution. Section 10. Your daily self-command exercises. Now, it's your turn. Open your workbook and complete the daily self-command exercises. You'll script and practice power language. You'll map out 3 decisions to stack each morning. You'll rehearse your walk, your tone, your posture. You're not faking it. You're forming it. Repetition becomes rhythm. Rhythm becomes power. Section 11. Your next step. Confidence isn't something you get from success. It's something you give yourself through how you move, speak, and decide. Practice daily self-command. Stack aligned decisions. Move with purpose. Speak with presence. Because when you embody the win before it arrives, it shows up faster. Let's go train it. Chapter 9. Rewire your environment. Section 1. Your environment is your execution. Here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your vision. You fall to the level of your environment. Even with the right mindset and motivation, if your surroundings work against you, your progress will stall. The highest performers don't just train harder. They design smarter. They build environments that make winning easier and backsliding harder. Section 2. Environment isn't just physical. When we talk about environment, we're not just talking about your room or your workspace. We're talking about 3 layers. Physical, the space you occupy. Digital, the content you consume and the tech you use. Social, the people you allow access to your energy. Each one is either pulling you forward or dragging you down. Section 3. Environment mapping, the 3 domains. Let's break down each layer. Physical cluttered space equals cluttered mind. What you see constantly shapes how you think. What items in your space inspire clarity, focus, and momentum? What needs to go? Digital, your phone, your inbox, your content diet. What notifications control your day? What apps steal your energy? What content builds your beliefs? Social, every conversation is a transfer of energy. Who drains you? Who sharpens you? Who reflects your past? Who pulls your future forward? Your job is to take inventory and make moves. Section 4. Upgrading your inputs. Your inputs determine your outlook. If you wake up and the first thing you consume is negativity, noise, or randomness, don't be surprised when you feel unmotivated. High performers protect their inputs like elite athletes protect their bodies. Start feeding your focus. Podcasts that expand your perspective. Books that challenge your beliefs. People who talk about ideas, not gossip. Silence that lets you think clearly. Upgrade your input and your output transforms. Section 5. Eliminating friction and resistance. You don't need more willpower. You need less resistance. Here's how to make success frictionless. Remove visual clutter from workspaces. Keep your tools and resources within reach. Delete the apps you keep deleting and reinstalling. Create ready-to-go routines for focus, fitness, and rest. Set time blocks with 0 decision-making required. Friction doesn't mean difficulty. Friction means decisions. Remove the need to decide, and you increase the power to execute. Section 6. Designing your inevitable win environment. Ask yourself this question. If success was inevitable, how would I design everything around me? What would I eliminate? What would I upgrade? What would I automate or delegate? Now flip it. If failure was guaranteed unless I changed my environment, what would I change immediately? Design a space that assumes you've already won and only supports the identity of that winner. Section 7. The invisible pressure of unaligned environments. If you're constantly around people who don't challenge themselves, if your space feels like yesterday's version of you, if your tech keeps pulling you into distraction, then don't expect to execute like a leader. Your subconscious is absorbing all of it. Unaligned environments create invisible friction that wears you down over time. Aligned environments lift you without trying. Section 8. Environment as a tool, not a trigger. You either use your environment or it uses you. The key is to make every element of your environment serve a function. Your desk equals focus zone. Your room equals recovery zone. Your phone equals creation tool. Not a distraction portal. Your people equals high-standard allies. Not emotional anchors. This is how you train your space to support your greatness. Section 9. The Environment Reset Ritual. Every week, reset your environment with intentionality. Declutter one area. Review your digital screen time and subscriptions. Reconnect with someone who fuels your growth. Reaffirm your space with music, light, order, and presence. A weekly 20-minute reset can save you hours of scattered energy. Section 10. Your next step. Now it's your turn. Open your workbook and complete the Total Environment Upgrade Plan. You'll assess your physical, digital, and social layers. You'll eliminate resistance. You'll upgrade your input sources. And you'll build an environment that supports the winner you're becoming. You're not just changing your life through action. You're reinforcing that change through design. Let's rewire it. Chapter 10. The Focus Protocol. Section 1. Focus isn't a personality trait. It's a trained state. Let's start with a truth most people never hear. Focus isn't something you're born with. It's something you train. In a world addicted to speed, stimulation, and noise, deep focus is a superpower. But it's not reserved for the gifted. It's available to the disciplined. If you can train your body, you can train your mind. If you can train your attention, you can unlock levels of execution most people never reach. Section 2. The cost of scattered attention. Every time you switch tasks, check your phone, or glance at a notification, there's a cost. It's not just time, it's energy, momentum, clarity. The average person loses over 2 hours a day to context switching. That's over 700 hours a year of diluted execution. Distraction isn't harmless. It's an invisible tax on your greatness. Section 3. Introducing the 90/1 rule. The 90/1 rule is simple, but elite. For the first 90 minutes of every workday, do one thing. Not 3, not 5. Just one high-leverage, needle-moving task, fully focused, zero distractions. This trains your brain to enter flow. It builds momentum. It compounds progress. It separates amateurs from professionals. If you win your first 90 minutes, the rest of the day bends in your favor. Section 4. How to implement the 90/1 rule. Step 1. Identify your highest leverage task the night before. Step 2. Prepare your environment, eliminate digital and physical distractions. Step 3. Schedule the time. Treat it like a flight, non-negotiable. Step 4. Go all in. No multitasking. No checking. Just execution. Start with 90 minutes. Then extend or stack as your discipline builds. Section 5. Your focus fortress. You can't rely on willpower. You need systems. Your focus fortress is a repeatable system that protects your mind and primes your state. It includes a dedicated physical space, pre-session ritual, breath, stretch, cue, clear start and end boundaries, minimal tools, only what's necessary, a block-out method for distractions. Think of it like entering the ring. When you step into your focus zone, you're there to win. Section 6. Tactical, deep work routines. Here are some deep focus tactics used by top performers. 1 Pomodoro power sets. 25 minutes focus, 5 minutes rest. Great for building focus, endurance. 2 Audio anchors. Use one track or playlist to signal deep work. 3 Digital lockdown. Use apps or devices that block all other inputs. 4 Visual cues. A light object or sign that signals do not disturb. 5 Movement integration. Quick movement or breath every 90 minutes to reset clarity. Don't wait to feel like focusing. Create the conditions for it. Section 7. Focus for creators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. Focus looks different depending on your mission. For creators, it's sacred creative sprints. For entrepreneurs, it's high-leverage problem-solving. For leaders, it's decision-making and vision work. But the principle is the same. Eliminate what's irrelevant. Dive deep. Trust your instincts. Every genius breakthrough came from undistracted depth, not chaotic busyness. Section 8. Protecting your attention as an asset. Treat your attention like your bank account. Every notification, message, or scroll is a withdrawal. Are you letting your environment bankrupt your mental clarity? Or are you stacking deposits? Focus, presence, awareness. Your future self is built from your ability to lock in right now. Section 9. Training focus daily. Make focus part of your identity, not a tool, a trait. Train it like a muscle. Block a time. Name the task. Set the environment. Track the wind. When you break, break fully. Then return with clarity. Repeat this enough, and you don't just become more productive, you become more powerful. Section 10. Your next step. Now it's time to install your protocol. Open your workbook and design your personal focus fortress. Start with the 90/1 rule. Build your deep focus ritual. Create the boundaries. Lock in your time. Because in a noisy world, The one who controls their focus controls their future. Let's go train it. Chapter 11. Win in Private, the Inner War. Section 1. The Battles No One Sees. There's a version of you the world applauds, the visible wins. The public execution, the outer success. But the real war isn't out there. It's in the quiet. It's in the mirror. It's in the moments when no one's watching. Winning in public is a result. Winning in private is a requirement. Section 2. Why the inner war matters. Every external breakthrough begins with an internal one. When it's dark, when it's quiet, when you feel nothing but resistance, who are you then? Mental toughness isn't noise. It's not bravado. It's your ability to show up fully, without validation, applause, or recognition. The inner war is where champions are made. Section 3. Training solitude, silence, and self-command. Most people avoid solitude because it confronts them with themselves, but high performers seek it and use it. Solitude isn't isolation. It's a space for sharpening. Silence isn't emptiness. It's a signal amplifier. Inside the stillness, you hear your real voice, not the world's. You train the discipline of self-command. Section 4. Navigating doubt, burnout, and identity slippage. This is the hard part. The days where your mind tells you to quit. Doubt creeps in. Energy runs low. You forget who you're becoming. These moments don't mean you're broken. They mean you're human. But here's what separates elite operators. They don't take identity cues from temporary emotions. They don't argue with resistance. They act from values, not feelings. They return to the work, to the mission, to the code. Section 5. Quiet confidence. Quiet confidence doesn't need to prove anything. It's not loud. It's not showy. It's not for display. It's the certainty that comes from keeping promises no one sees. It's the unshakable knowing that you're becoming someone unrecognizable to your past. Quiet confidence is the product of self-respect earned in silence. Section 6. The discipline of daily self-reinvention. Reinvention isn't one big leap. It's 1,000 small wins, in silence, in private. Each morning, you choose the new standard. Each night, you reflect on whether you lived it. That's the discipline. That's the edge. You don't wait for clarity to strike. You create it through commitment. You don't wait for identity to shift. You earn it, rep by rep, choice by choice. Section 7. The Inner Arena. This is where it all happens. In your thoughts, in your emotions, in your self-talk, in your habits when no one's watching. The inner arena is your proving ground. And no one else gets to judge your performance there, but you. Section 8. How to win in private. Start here. 1. Create space for solitude every day. 2. Journal what you're feeling without judgment. 3. Practice micro-discipline. One silent win that no one else sees. 4. Speak to yourself like someone you deeply respect. 5. Choose your identity, then act like it's already true. This isn't motivation. This is mental leadership. Section 9. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the Your Inner Arena journal prompts. They'll guide you into solitude, help you face your patterns, and build quiet confidence from the inside out. Because if you win the inner war, the rest becomes inevitable. Let's go train it. Chapter 12. Conflict, Chaos, and Control. Section 1. The moment everything is tested. Everyone sounds strong in stillness. Everyone looks disciplined when it's calm. But pressure doesn't just reveal character, it reveals preparation. In moments of conflict, chaos, and uncertainty, your nervous system either collapses or calibrates. This is where the real work shows. Section 2. Why most people crumble under pressure. It's not because they're weak. It's because they've never trained regulation. They've trained reaction. They've trained panic. They've trained escape. But elite performance under stress is never random. It's rehearsed, it's installed, it's automatic. Section 3. The core of control is regulation. Emotional regulation is not suppression. It's the ability to acknowledge what's happening and still choose your response. Your breath, posture, and language become your control panel. Control the breath, control the brain, control the body, control the message, control the language, control the outcome. Section 4. Tools for in-the-moment regulation. Here are 3 battle-tested tools for staying grounded. 1. Tactical breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. This signals safety to your nervous system. 2. Power posture reset. Shoulders back, chin neutral, feet grounded. Your physiology shifts your psychology. 3. Label plus lead. Quietly name what you feel, then lead yourself with a decisive cue. Example. This is pressure. I'm built for pressure. You don't need perfection. You need presence. Section 5. Chaos isn't the enemy. Reactivity is. Chaos can be channeled. Storms can be navigated. But when you react unconsciously, you become a victim of the moment. Reframe chaos. It's not a threat. It's a training ground. It's not failure. It's feedback. It's not pressure. It's preparation. The most powerful people in the room aren't the loudest. They're the ones who remain calm while others spin out. Section 6. Practicing calm aggression. Calm aggression is the ability to stay grounded while moving forward with intensity. It's stillness in the face of force. It's composure without passivity. It's the energy of war with the precision of peace. You don't get there by accident. You train it with breath, with reps, with real-world stress tests. Section 7. The chaos reps that build control. You don't need to wait for conflict to train control. Here's how to build reps. Cold exposure, ice bath, cold shower, practice calm in discomfort. Deliberate silence. Sit still with inner noise. Daily trigger journaling. Reflect on moments where you lost your center and how you'll respond next time. Performance under pressure. Simulate deadlines, competition, or confrontation. Each rep builds resilience. Each rep widens your window of tolerance. Section 8. Who you become in chaos. Chaos is where leaders are shaped. It's where untrained minds fold and trained minds forge. Who are you when the plan breaks, when the energy spikes, when the conflict hits? Your answer determines your altitude. Stay calm, stay clear, stay in command. Section 9. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the Chaos Response training prompts. You'll build your regulation toolkit, practice calm aggression, and simulate your next high-stakes moment before it arrives. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs leaders who operate under pressure without losing power. Let's go train that now. Chapter 13. The Winner's Language. Section 1. Words build worlds. Every sentence you speak, internally or out loud, it's a blueprint. You're not just describing your life, you're directing it. Words shape identity. Words program belief. Words create action or excuse. The language you choose is the environment you live in. Section 2. The cost of weak language. Listen to most people, and you'll hear doubt in disguise. I'll try. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. This is the language of uncertainty. It's the sound of someone negotiating with themselves. Weak language bleeds energy. It confuses your brain, and it trains others not to trust you. Section 3. Winners speak in certainty. Winners speak with clarity. Winners speak with direction. Winners speak like leaders because they are. Here's how it sounds. I will. I've decided. This is who I am now. I'm building this no matter what. This isn't fake confidence. It's trained identity. Section 4. Internal script rewires. Your internal script is your default voice, and you've trained it over years, often unconsciously. Here's how to rewire it. Step 1. Identify the weak script. I always mess this up. Not ready yet. This probably won't work. Step 2. Translate to powerful language. I'm learning how to master this. I've prepared for this moment. I'll figure it out, because I always do. Repetition installs identity. What you rehearse becomes what you believe. Section 5. The language of momentum versus victimhood. Winners speak in momentum. They don't tell stories of blame. They take ownership, even in chaos. Victimhood says, "This happened to me." Momentum says, "This is fuel." Victimhood waits. Momentum moves. Victimhood needs permission. Momentum builds progress, with or without applause. Check your vocabulary. You're reinforcing limits or creating momentum. Section 6. High-performance communication principles. High performers don't just speak well, they speak intentionally. Principle 1. Short is strong. Cut the fluff. Be direct. Simplicity is power. Principle 2. Future-focused. Speak where you're going, not just where you've been. Principle 3. Identity-lined. Only say what reinforces who you're becoming. Principle 4. Energy transfers. People feel the certainty behind your words before they understand them. When you speak, your tone trains the room. Section 7. Rehearsing the winner's language. Start practicing. Replace "I can't" with "I'm not willing to yet." Replace "I'm bad at this" with "I'm getting better every rep." Replace "I don't know how" with "I'll figure it out." Replace "That's just how I am" with "That's who I was. Here's who I am now." Install your new operating language on repeat. Section 8. Speaking to others like a leader. Leadership isn't just action, it's language. Your communication trains the people around you. Speak vision. Speak decisiveness. Speak alignment. And when necessary, speak silence. Let your actions say everything. Section 9. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the language rewire drills. You'll identify old scripts. You'll rewrite your new vocabulary. You'll rehearse the words of identity, ownership, and power. Because if you want to live like a winner, you've got to speak like one. Let's go train that now. Chapter 14. The Winner's Schedule. Section 1. Time isn't your problem. Alignment is. It's not that you need more hours. It's that your hours need more purpose. Winners don't just manage time, they command it. They don't fill their calendars, they align them. Every block, every hour, every task moves the mission forward. Section 2. The cost of a time-driven life. Most people live on defense. They react to meetings. They respond to chaos. They survive the day. But survival isn't success. Busy isn't productive. And a full calendar is often a sign of an empty strategy. You don't need more hustle. You need ruthless clarity. Section 3. Ruthless prioritization. Winners operate by this rule. Not everything matters. Not everything moves the needle. Not everything deserves your energy. Ask this daily. What are the 1 to 2 actions that, if completed, would make today a win? Then protect those actions with everything. Say no to noise. Say no to distractions. Say no to anything that dilutes your direction. Section 4. Output-driven versus time-driven. Time-driven people ask, "How long will it take?" Output-driven people ask, "What will I finish today that builds the future?" This shift changes everything. You don't schedule time. You schedule transformation. You don't track effort. You track elevation. Stop measuring by how long something took. Start measuring by what it actually created. Section 5. Identity-based time batching. Here's the key. If you want to live like a winner, your calendar must reflect your future self. Block time based on identity. CEO blocks time to build vision. Athlete blocks time to recover, train, and study. Creator blocks time to make, think, and review. Don't just plan tasks, plan transformations. Ask, who am I becoming? Then, what does their schedule demand? Section 6. The Winner's Week Design. Here's a weekly structure high performers use. 1. Deep work blocks. No meetings, No distractions, full execution. 2. Review and reflect blocks, weekly recalibration, data, lessons, alignment. 3. Momentum blocks, fast tasks, clear completions, visible wins. 4. Recharge blocks, time for restoration, joy, silence, and clarity. This rhythm protects energy, focus, and consistency. Section 7. The No List. Every winning schedule has 2 lists. What I will do, what I refuse to do. Your no list has power. Remove. Reactive email checking, meetings without agendas, notifications during focus time, saying yes to everything, random content scrolling. Your no protects your yes. Section 8. How to audit your current week. 1. Look at last week's calendar. 2. Highlight all blocks that were reaction-based. 3. Highlight blocks that were high leverage. 4. Ask, did this calendar reflect who I'm becoming or who I've been? Your schedule is your scoreboard, and it never lies. Section 9. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the Winner's Week template. You'll audit your current patterns, build your identity-aligned week, and install routines that eliminate time-wasting noise. Because every time block is either building your future or blocking it. Let's go win the week. Chapter 15. Show up like it's already done. Section 1. The power of done energy. There's a presence you feel when someone walks in the room like the outcome is inevitable. It's not arrogance. It's alignment. It's not ego. It's evidence from within. They've already decided. They've already embodied the win. They're just letting reality catch up. That's done energy, and it's a superpower. Section 2. Why most people show up small. Most people enter situations hoping to win, hoping to be picked, hoping to impress. But hope isn't a strategy. It's a signal you're not certain. When you show up seeking permission, you've already given your power away. Section 3. Shifting to inevitability. Winners don't operate from if, they operate from when. They don't chase proof. They walk in proof. This isn't about faking confidence. It's about installing certainty. Certainty is trained. Certainty is earned. Certainty is embodied. Section 4. How to build done energy. Step 1. Visualize completion. See the outcome as already finished. Hear the conversations. Feel the emotions. Stand in the room in your mind like it's done. Step 2. Move with finality. Don't dabble. Don't try. Decide, walk, execute. Your body must lead your brain. Step 3. Speak from identity. Replace I hope to with I am. Replace I'm trying with I've committed. Every word is a vote for your inevitability. Section 5. Daily rituals of self-certainty. Build your day like a winner who already knows. Morning movement, move your body like a decision has already been made. Self-command phrases, speak your identity aloud. Mirror calibration, lock eyes with your future self in the mirror. Micro wins stack fast completions to reinforce belief. Energy check, ask, what am I broadcasting right now? Each ritual adds voltage to your presence. Section 6. Embodiment is execution. You can't just think success. You have to become it physically. Walk like it's done. Speak like it's done. Decide like it's done. Your nervous system listens to repetition. Your brain follows motion. Your reality mirrors embodiment. Section 7. The science of presence. Presence is the art of showing up in full, mind, body, voice, and energy aligned. It builds trust. It commands attention. It influences outcomes. You're not trying to impress. You're trying to express the truth of who you already are. That's presence. That's power. Section 8. When you show up different, life responds different. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe. And belief is loud. It walks, it talks, it breathes. If you want different results, show up like they're already yours, because they are, if you decide they are. Section 9. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the Daily Presence Activator. You'll design rituals, calibrate your energy, and rehearse walking into your next room like it's already yours. Because the world bends to those who believe before it sees. Let's go train that now. Chapter 16. Legacy Moves Only. Section 1. From momentum to mission. Success is exciting. Momentum feels good. Winning today matters. But legacy lasts. It's not about chasing the next level. It's about becoming the kind of person who leaves a permanent mark. Legacy isn't measured in likes, launches, or even money. It's measured in meaning. Winners evolve beyond performance. They step into purpose. Section 2. Why success isn't enough. Success fades. Applause stops. Seasons shift. If your identity is built on success alone, you'll constantly feel like you're starting over. But when you operate from legacy, every win becomes a brick in the foundation, not just a spike on a scoreboard. Section 3. The long game lens. Ask yourself, what decision today still matters in 10 years? What am I building that lasts beyond me? The long game lens filters your focus. It sharpens your strategy. It slows the noise and amplifies what matters. Legacy moves are never reactive. They're intentional, deliberate, and anchored in something deeper than dopamine. Section 4. Momentum versus mission. Momentum is movement. Mission is meaning. Momentum asks, what's next? Mission asks, what's forever? You need both, but only one creates legacy. Most people are trapped in short cycles of sprints, burnout, and ego-driven validation. Legacy players train for decades. They don't just want to win today. They want to be remembered for how they won and who they became doing it. Section 5. Decision-making from legacy. Here's how to choose like a legacy builder. 1. Filter every opportunity through. Does this align with my mission or distract from it? 2. Prioritize depth over speed, quality over quantity, impact over optics. 3. Invest in systems, people, and habits that outlive the season. When you choose like your future depends on it, it does. Section 6. Your legacy compass. Think in decades. Act in days. Who do you want to become? What do you want to be remembered for? How does your work serve beyond your current goals? This is your compass. It realigns you when the world moves fast. It keeps you grounded when doubt shows up. And it sharpens every move you make. Section 7. Legacy-driven goal setting. Legacy goals are rooted in identity and contribution. Ask, what does my future family thank me for starting now? What am I building that I'll be proud of 10 years from today? What's the highest version of my potential calling me to create? Write goals that feel eternal. Build missions that don't expire. Section 8. Your next step. Open your workbook and complete the Legacy Compass Goal Map. You'll align your vision, filter your goals, and clarify the moves that echo beyond this season. Because legacy doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. Make the shift from chasing wins to creating what lasts. Let's go build it. Chapter 17. Operate like you already won. Daily System. Section 1. From inspiration to integration. You've absorbed the ideas. You've challenged your identity. You've felt the shift. But transformation only sticks when it becomes structure, a system, a rhythm, a daily operating model that matches your mission. In this chapter, we build the system that turns peak states into permanent standards. Section 2. Why most motivation fades. Here's the truth. Motivation fades because most people never install the method. They consume, they feel, they nod, but they don't systemize. Without systems, even the most powerful mindsets evaporate in the noise of daily life. That ends now. Section 3. The 3 core daily habits. Every day, 3 core actions will keep you locked into your winner's identity. 1. Morning identity calibration. Start the day by reminding your nervous system who you are becoming. This could be a power phrase, visualization, or physical movement done with intention. It's about energy, not time. 3 to 5 minutes can rewire your whole trajectory. 2. Execution block. Choose one needle-moving task, not 10, not a to-do list. Just one commitment that matches the future you. Get it done, no matter what. 3. Nightly micro-reflection. Before bed, reflect briefly. What did I do today that aligned with my winner's self? What needs refinement? Gratitude, ownership, alignment. Section 4. Why simple wins. This isn't about adding more. It's about subtracting everything that doesn't build you. Simple wins. Clear systems stick. Repetition creates reinforcement. This is your loop. Repeat it, refine it, live it. Section 5. The Daily Execution Tracker. In your workbook, you'll find the Daily Execution Tracker. It's a tool to install your new identity in motion. Each day, you'll check in with Morning Calibration Complete. Did you execute your one big move? Did you complete your micro-reflection? You'll rate your alignment and energy. You'll catch patterns. You'll train consistency, not perfection. Section 6. Building the accountability loop. Winners don't wait for accountability. They design it. You can use this system solo, or invite a partner, coach, or peer to check in weekly. But make this promise: I don't break the loop. I am the loop. Section 7. Your new normal. You don't need a breakthrough anymore. You've had it. Now you need consistency. You need structure. You need a lifestyle that breathes identity. This daily system is that lifestyle. Section 8. Your next step. Open your workbook and activate the Daily Execution Tracker. Set your calendar reminders. Create your morning ritual. Commit to one bold move each day. Because from this point forward, you no longer operate like you might win. You operate like you already have. Let's go install it. Chapter 18. Final charge. Make it your new normal. Section 1. This isn't a high. It's a home. You didn't come this far just to feel inspired. You came here to be transformed. And that transformation isn't meant to be a temporary high. It's meant to become home. The goal isn't hype. It's harmony between who you are now and who you've always known you could be. This chapter isn't a conclusion. It's a commissioning. Section 2. Why most people slide back. Change isn't hard until the hype fades. Until the world doesn't clap. Until no one's watching. Most people slide back because they forget who they became, why they started, and that identity isn't a moment. It's a muscle. Section 3. The truth about sustaining transformation. You won't always feel like a winner, but you can always operate like one. You won't always feel energy, but you can always create it. Winners don't chase a mood. They choose a mode, and they install systems that protect it. Section 4. The evolution checkpoints. Schedule them. Protect them. Live by them. Every 30, 60, and 90 days. Ask 1. Who am I becoming? 2. What's outdated in my routines, environment, or beliefs? 3. What's my next edge? Because growth isn't an event. It's a practice. Section 5. Daily Reaffirmation Script. Here's a script you can speak aloud every morning to hardwire your identity. I don't chase wins. I operate like I've already won. My body moves with power. My decisions speak with certainty. My actions prove who I am, even on silent days. I trust the vision. I train the version. I am the one who shows up aligned, relentless, and unshakable. It's already done. Now I live like it. Say it, feel it, become it, again and again. Section 6. System Reset Ritual. Every time you drift, don't shame yourself. Reset yourself. Use this system reset. 1. Pause, breathe, reflect, Disrupt autopilot. 2. Pinpoint what pattern pulled me out of alignment. 3. Power move. What small action can I take right now to prove my return? Reset, don't retreat. Winners fall forward. Section 7. This is your new normal. The future you saw. The identity you built. It's not a fantasy. It's your framework now. You don't need to keep proving you're ready. You are ready. This isn't about becoming something else. It's about revealing what was already inside you and refusing to shrink again. Section 8. Your final step. Open your workbook and activate your You Already Won affirmation script and reset plan. Print it, post it, speak it, live it until no part of you doubts it. 'Cause you've already won. Now, walk like it. Let's go finish this the way only winners do. Conclusion. You already won. Let's pause for a moment and breathe in what you just did. You made it. You didn't just listen to an audiobook. You walked through fire. You rewired identity. You shattered ceilings. You traded old stories for new standards. And you chose to operate like you've already won long before the world sees the trophies. That's not motivation. That's mastery. You now carry the mindset, habits, and energy of the 1%. You've installed the systems of consistency, clarity, and control. You know how to build focus, protect energy, respond under pressure. You've upgraded your identity. This isn't a chapter in your life. It's a new book, and you are the author now. So here's your next step. Live it out loud. This isn't the end. It's your launch. Take what you've learned and let it bleed into your calendar. Let it echo in your relationships. Let it shine in how you move, speak, think, and lead. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more people who operate with purpose, and you're one of them now. And don't do it alone. You're invited to join a global community of high performers rewriting their identity and upgrading their future. Share your insights, breakthroughs, or personal wins. Tag this audiobook. Start the conversations. Because when one of us rises, we all rise. Growth is better when it's shared. If you haven't already, download the full companion workbook. Each chapter has reflection prompts, identity tools, and real-world exercises to help you lock in your transformation. It's completely free, and if you feel called to support future content like this, donations are always welcome and appreciated. Most importantly, stay connected, stay committed, and keep evolving. You've built something powerful. Now, go build others. And if this audiobook lit a fire in you, share it. Send it to someone ready to rise. Pass the torch. This message was never meant to stay small. Together, we build a movement. Operate like you've already won and never stop proving it true. Let's go.